Welcome to a busted play. An illegal use of hands to the face short. How good is Zach Wilson going to be during the 2021 season?
Well, we start with Carolina, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Carolina's got like on defensive wise, they've got their top heavy guys with Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin, Shaq Thompson's the other guy I think of there. Derek Brown, pretty good. Um, there's kind of some holes in that defense, so I could see like Zach Wilson potentially making us look kind of bad week 1. But I think week 2 will not only bring us back down to earth for Zach Wilson, but will just show us like how bad it truly can look, because he's going to go up against the New England Patriots. Um, Maybe they'll come up with some insane things to make him look absolutely magnificent in younger LaFleur's offense, correct? That's who their offensive coordinator is now. That
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do that, but I doubt it. I really want to take Belichick in this matchup, and I also really want to take just the Patriots' upgraded defense that's coming in this offseason. I think they're going to be looking a lot better. And I think the story for Zach Wilson this upcoming season, I won't dig into every game too much, but I'm having a feeling that it'll be a lot of ups and downs. I'm guessing that we'll see more downs than ups, but there could be stuff that make people excited. At the same time, you and I both know that for whatever reason, we're on the same page in believing that Zach Wilson is not probably at the bare minimum should have been the last quarterback taken in the first round. And I mean, one of the great examples of that is just looking at last season when he played anybody who I think was even a ranked team, he lost, or something similar to that, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
there's just some tough stats out there, and it's like we're really gonna need to see him get in the league and see what types of plays, like how many, because I also think the roster for the Jets isn't that great. So it may be him trying to will them to victories that just are like almost impossible, and that may make him make even more mistakes because he's trying to do things to help them win because they're in such dire situations.
Yeah. I think his numbers are going to look way, at least interception wise, I think his numbers are going to look worse than what they should be because of that. He's going to be playing hero ball, not because he wants to, even though he's shown a tendency to want to at BYU, but that's BYU, and he can obviously do that because, like, I can't say BYU plays Coastal Carolina because they played Coastal Carolina and lost, but
Mm-hmm.
playing hero ball in the NFL is just like you're going to either get hurt or turn the ball over a lot. And I with the Jets, and you and I both think that the Jets do not have a lot of weapons. He's not going to be going up against like borderline D1 corners against guys that play or wide receivers at BYU where he can just chuck it up and the guys are going to go up and get it because they're better than the other guys, whether be by a large margin or not. Corey Davis is not going to, if Jair Alexander, because they play Green Bay, don't they? Or am I just imagining?
Hang on, I
Just
gotta look.
even
Wait. They do not play Green Bay.
okay. They I know for a fact they play the Patriots
Yes.
twice. We don't like Gilmore, but I'm just saying, Corey Davis with on Stephon Gilmore on Corey Davis. You can't just throw that up and expect Corey Davis to catch it because it's not gonna
Yeah,
happen.
no.
And like that just seemed like a lot of his game plan was, all right, I'm going to roll out because this offensive line cannot block anything. And this is him at BYU. This offensive line cannot block anything, so I'm going to roll out. Okay, I'm rolled out. Okay, the guys are coming at me. Roll the other way. Okay, chuck it up now because I'm about to get hit.
So, do you think that he'll have more interceptions than touchdown passes?
Oh yeah.
What about more interceptions than total touchdowns?
No, that's not going to happen. They're going. I think they're going. He's going to get a lot of rushing touchdowns in the red zone because
It's the
Mikey
easiest way to
LaFleur.
come by him when you're a rookie QB.
Yeah, Yeah, Mikey LaFleur, as Robert Saleh affectionately likes to call him, he's not dumb, and he's gonna realize, oh, this kid can move. Let me just oh, anything inside the 5. If you run an option on that, like it's almost a guaranteed touchdown. Whether that be with the quarterback or running back, almost every single time you're getting a touchdown with that.
Yeah. Week 9, they play the Colts. I think week 9 will be the last game we see of him probably play kind of somewhat like hero ball. That'll be the last game that really is like a game they have no chance in, that he'll make some real mistakes in. Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'll be too competitive with the Colts in that game unless something drastically changes by that time the game's actually being played. And I think that'll be the last time we see him try to do anything ridiculous. And at that point in the season, he may have like a significant amount more turnovers than touchdowns to say at that point, especially because, I mean, week 9 before that, they played New England twice. Belichick against a rookie quarterback. Yikes. But I think that'll be like the most important game. They're lucky kind of too in getting to have an early bye. They'll really get to analyze him earlier in the season. I'd say that's an advantage for them, just for him to really be able to have a week to take in some stuff and try to learn earlier. So after week 5, they get the week 6 bye. And then after the week 9 game, again, that's a Thursday night game, which this is the game against the Colts. So then they have a longer break there too, kind of like a mini bye. So with those two things put together, I think by then he'll be able to figure out, okay, hero ball's not going to work even if we're having trouble in a game. And I think then maybe later down the stretch, that's when he'll be able to put some things together and start looking at least more competent at the quarterback position, and potentially even turn his season around, going like positive touchdown to interception ratio, passing, and then just touchdown to turnover ratio, like total touchdowns passing and rushing versus interceptions and fumbles combined. Positive for that as well by the time the end of the season finally rolls around. And to be honest, after that week 9 game, it's I was gonna say it's an easier half of the schedule, but they've got some cupcakes, like real cupcakes in there, and then they've also got some like real teams that they're gonna have no chance to beat. So I mean, each half of the season is kind of equal for them, except for the fact that the bye comes in the earlier half.
What do you mean by real cupcakes for the Jets? What do they play? Houston 3 times?
Yeah, they play Houston and Philadelphia.
Well, oh, okay. So yeah. All right then, that makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, so I mean, those rosters are pretty bad rosters. And I mean, if you want to say at least a team that they'll be able to be competitive with as well is Jacksonville. And just based off last season, Jacksonville was the worst team last season. But roster-wise, I like Jacksonville a lot more than the Jets.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, just it's gonna be tough for him, and I like I was saying before this, I think we're going to look stupid week 1 because he's gonna pull something out of his butt, and he's gonna like everyone that said anything bad about Zach Wilson is going to have to keep their mouth shut for 1 week because he's gonna do something insane against the Panthers. Everyone's gonna be like, "Wow, he should have been drafted number 1." And then after that, I think it's just going to be like a decline in play. Well, it's going to be a steep decline in week 2 because you're going up against Bill Belichick, and he eats rookie quarterbacks alive.
Mm-hmm.
So I people are going to look stupid at first, and then they're going to look very right. But I really I say this about every guy that I say stuff mean about, and say that they aren't very talented or won't succeed. I want them to prove me wrong, and I think in maybe a season or 2, Zach Wilson can do this if he has consistent coaching. I don't think it's fair if he stinks up the joint, and then Robert Saleh. I don't think he'll do this because Robert Saleh seems like a very smart guy. But just be like, all right, Mikey LaFleur, get out of here, get out of here. My QB didn't make us 17-0. Get out of here. This QB that everyone said is very turnover prone and played at a really small school. Get out of here.
Yeah. No doubt. I mean, I don't think I've ever denied the ability of Zach Wilson. I'm just saying I will 100% say, like, with no uncertainty, of those first 5 QBs, he by far is the biggest question mark to me. Like, and I don't even think it's that close. But there is ability there.
Mm-hmm. Patience is going to be the big thing for the Jets. You're going to have to be able to sit and wait 2, 3 seasons, maybe even 4, to see like good solid QB play, and that's tough in the NFL to have to sit by a guy if he's doing rough. Like the Broncos, it's like the biggest question of the offseason if they're going to try and get like a new QB in there. I mean, they went and got Teddy Bridgewater. It's just because teams don't want to stick by a guy for more than 2 seasons if they don't see anything. But the one thing that really matters, and you and I have said this about quarterbacks in general, we said this about Tua, if he shows any flash at all, which he definitely has it in college, he has a lot of stuff where it's like, whoa. If he shows one of those plays like every other game or every game, or just, whoa, this kid's got some talent, he's going to be fine. Because you cannot give up on a guy that makes you do that. Tua, on the other hand, a guy that's just like, yeah, the defense is winning us football games. You can easily give up on that guy.
Yeah. No, and I think we'll see those flashes this season. It's just how often will we see them? Will we see them every game? Will we see them a few times a game? Or will we not see them more than once every 4 games?
Yeah.
That's really the question mark. And right now, I'm guessing once every other game. I'm guessing we'll see one crazy thing once every other game, but it's not going to be enough to make this team very competitive this year.
No, I don't think there could be anything that really makes this team competitive unless Robert Saleh coaches up that defense to be the number 1 unit in the league, which, if there's anyone that could do it, probably him, but
yeah,
I don't know. Not really much saving the Jets from
you're right about
still
that.
Being at the top of the draft.
But it's a tough roster to look at. It probably just roster-wise, not talking about coaches, they're probably competing with Philadelphia. Honestly, I think even Houston's roster overall, is a little bit better than those two. But, Houston has some other disadvantages that I don't love so much, which is why I actually think Houston will be the worst team of all those 3. Yeah, but I think that's all we got for Zach Wilson, right?
Yeah. I think we can cut it here.